Rakhine State, Myanmar, has become known as a place of violence, refugees, ethnic strife, and some even say genocide. There has been no lack of news reports concerning the violence by the Tatmadaw against the Rohingya Muslim population, a group of people who seem to belong nowhere. I wanted to see for myself how things were like on the ground. I arrived in Sittwe, Rakhine State on 3rd of May 2019, after taking a propeller plane from Yangon. Our plan was not to go to the troubled areas along the border, but stick to the usual tourist destinations like the ancient city of Myaw and Napali Beach. Sittwe is the capital of Rakhine State, and there was hardly any tourists in sight. As we walked around the town center, a man called Jack rode up to us and asked if he could take us around, simply to improve his English. What we found out was that he worked in Malaysia for 5 years before setting up his tea shop next to the iconic Jama Masjid Mosque in Sittwe. Jack identifies himself as an Arakanese and has his own political beliefs and strongly advocates an Arakanese state. The rest of the trip contained many pleasant surprises, extremely hospitable people, and amazing sights and sounds. While the ancient temples and pagodas in Myaw might not necessarily rival that of Bagan, the sheer number of temples that are still relatively well preserved are definitely a sight to enjoy. It was pagoda after pagoda after pagoda, and in total we saw at least 30, and there are still more to see. We also caught the sunset on Discovery Mountain. Myaw was really a serene and beautiful place, and the people cheerful, happy, and simple. After 3 days in Myaw, we moved on to Napali Beach. This was an extremely long 12-hour bus ride. At Napali Beach, we stayed at the Hilton Nepali Resort and Spa, where I finally got the chance to read my book by the pool, book a spa session, and finally give myself a much-deserved treat. Reflecting on the past 7 days, the places we went to didn't really seem one bit dangerous to me. Things moved really slowly, and life was just simple. I was greeted by all kinds of interesting sights, such as the youngster playing a game of Kinlon, otherwise also known as Sepak Takraw in Singapore and Malaysia, and of course the many ancient pagodas in Myaw. Many things including the mosque seem to have fallen into disrepair. Some might call this quaint. Unfortunately, there's just little to no incentive for anyone to improve the situation. But then again, given the state of affairs in this country, one could say it's disappointing. Or maybe hopeful. And rather unfortunate the basic necessities are still severely lacking. Nonetheless, it was a good experience because everything was calm, and we met really great people who took care of planning almost everything for us. It might be some time before tourists start coming back, and the issue of the Rohingya crisis does not seem like one that will be resolved swiftly. But my hope is that things will get better for the local people in Rakhine State.